If you're beginning a qualitative research study, dissertation, or even a thesis, or if you're just doing a research project or even a capstone, one of the biggest mistakes researchers make happens before they ever collect data, and that is they start with a topic instead of a research problem. In today's video, we're going to go through module 1 of the qualitative research journey, where you'll learn how to move from a broad idea and to a clear, defensible qualitative study foundation. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how to develop aligned research questions, even how to identify a strong research problem, and how to write a qualitative research purpose statement, as well as an aligned research question. So let's get started. Section 1, why Module 1 matters. Many students begin with an idea they're passionate about, and that idea can be maybe leadership, it can be mental health, education, veterans, even substance abuse recovery, or even online learning. The problem is that these topics are not research problems. A topic is broad. A research problem is more specific and documented in the literature, as well as being worthy of an investigation. So, for example, veterans and mental health topic is a topic, but there is limited qualitative understanding of how veterans experience peer-to-peer mental health support following COVID-19 is a research problem. Notice the difference. The second statement identifies a population, a phenomenon, and also even a gap in the literature, and the reason this study is needed. So the distinction forms the foundation of every successful qualitative study. Section 2, from the topic to research problem. Let's talk about lesson 1.1, from topic to the research problem. A strong qualitative research problem includes 4 components. 1, context. Where does the issue exist? What environment, setting, or even the situation are we talking about? For example, community mental health programs serving veterans. Number 2, the evidence. What does the literature currently tell us? What have previous researchers already discovered? This requires reviewing scholarly sources. Number 3, the gap. What is missing? What is unexpected? What perspective has not been adequately examined? Remember, a research gap does not mean no research exists. It just means there is something we still don't fully understand about that particular problem. Why does the gap matter? This is the consequence, number 4. So why does the gap matter? What happens if we don't better understand this issue? How might stakeholders or even practitioners and policymakers or even participants benefit from greater understanding? When you combine these 4 elements, you make from curiosity to a researchable problem. One exercise I encourage qualitative researchers to complete is asking themselves, what topic interests me? At least that's something I told myself along my qualitative research journey. And I asked myself also, why does it matter? What remains unknown about this topic, this particular problem? What does the literature say about this problem? And who does this problem affect? Those questions can dramatically improve your problem statement. Section 3, writing a strong purpose statement. Once your research problem is clear, the next step is your purpose statement. Your purpose statement tells readers what you're studying, who you're studying, and how you're studying it. One of the simplest formulas is the purpose of this qualitative method study is to explore or understand the phenomenon among population in quote context. For example, the purpose of this qualitative phenomenological study is to explore the experiences of military veterans participating in peer support programs following COVID-19. Now, if you notice, this problem statement does well because it identifies the method, it identifies the phenomenon, it identifies the participants, and most importantly, it stays focused on understanding. A common mistake that at least I know I made is turning a purpose statement into a solution statement. Qualitative research seeks understanding. It is not trying to prove effectiveness, establish the causation, or even predict the outcome, but keeps your purpose statement focused on exploration, meaning, and the experience, and even the understanding. Section 4, developing aligned research questions. Now let's discuss lesson 1.3, developing aligned research questions. Research questions are critical because they do these three things. They guide data collection, they shape analysis, and demonstrate methodological rigor. A strong qualitative questions are open-ended, exploratory, aligned with selected methodology, and focused on meaning and purpose. So some examples to include: how do veterans experience peer support services following COVID-19? What meaning do participants assign to their involvement in peer support programs? If you notice, these questions do not ask how many, how often, or does X cause Y. Those are typically quantitative questions. So qualitative research asks how, what, in what ways, and what meaning. After writing your questions, conduct an alignment check. Ask yourself, does my research problem support these questions? Does my purpose statement align with these questions? And are the questions appropriate for qualitative research? And one big important thing in this is alignment is one of the most important concepts in research. When your problem and your purpose and your questions align, your study becomes stronger and it's easier to defend. So in conclusion, to give you a recap of module 1 from the qualitative research journey, by the end of this module, you should have a clearly articulated research problem. You should have a focused qualitative purpose statement. You should have strong open-ended research questions, alignment across 3 elements. Remember, a strong qualitative study begins long before interviews, coding, and findings. It begins with clarity. The clearer your foundation is, the easier every stage of your research journey process becomes. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with another student researcher. And if you're looking for the step-by-step guidance through the entire qualitative research process, check out the Qualitative Research Journey Workbook by Dr. Edwin Brown, and visit QualiCoach for additional research resources and support. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next module.